Hi, I'm Devin Spear, and this is Disruption Weekly for July 12th, 2024. We're going to begin our conversation this week around maybe a reoccurring topic, generative AI, in this case, generative speech. Microsoft has a product or a project called VALL-E 2, maybe I'm pronouncing that right, kind of like DALL-E 2. And it is raising the bar in terms of generating a voice, a human level voice that is more accurate, more natural, and can have the exact voice of the original speaker, comparable to all human performance. So in essence, the whole article in this project is simply saying we've achieved a level of text-to-speech and even, I guess, speech-to-speech quality that is as good or better, think about it, better than humans. Now, the kicker to the disclosure here is that it's so powerful, they're not going to release it to the general public. Somewhere in the article, they say, we can't release this in the wild because it'll be misused. It's purely a research project, and we have major concerns about deepfake technology, leveraging this. Hey, that's no surprise. We've talked about deepfakes for the whole year on the Disruption Weekly newsletter. But now we have an example of something so powerful that the developer, in this case Microsoft, is scared to release it. In terms of AI interacting with humans in a meaningful way, Arianna Huffington, the founder of Huffington Post, has partnered with OpenAI's venture startup fund to fund her Thrive Global project. Thrive Global is really for the most part, it's a health company. Thrive AI Health is the organization inside of Thrive Global that OpenAI is going to assist and provide expert level guidance that will help you with sleep, eating, working out, managing stress, and even conducting your social life. We need AI to help us conduct our social life. Maybe if you're just a gamer on a couch in your mom's basement, you need help with that. But I don't know that I want AI to tell me how to make friends. But I would like AI to help me prepare meals and manage all of my vital signs and optimize my health outcomes based on nutrition, exercise, etc. That would be cool as a coach, an AI health coach. This is really going to be an issue of privacy, like everything related to anything like and this is not my domain, but the HIPAA compliant world of medicine and healthcare. So it remains to be seen how effective this will be. I think it's great. The biggest challenge will be getting advice from the AI where you don't have the economic means to take advantage of it, like eating organic foods. So pay attention to Thrive AI Health. Now, in the Hollywood category, there's a new company called Odyssey that has raised the bar from where we've been talking for several weeks now, several months, originally with Sora, text to video. Even last week, we talked about the Runway Gen 3 Alpha project and how advanced that is, and it's open to users. You can play with it now for a monthly subscription. Well, that was never good enough. Those tools were never good enough for Hollywood creators, directors, and film producers. So this company, Odyssey, aims to change that. They've created tools leveraged from the automotive self-driving world where cars have to have situational awareness and understand physics. So the Odyssey video generation model is about taking all these different inputs and giving directors control over scenery, characters, lighting, motion, and fine-tuning it, compared to a text prompt and you just get whatever that Sora or Luma Labs gives you, and you're like, hey, that's not exactly what I wanted. You start over. Here, apparently, with the tool, you'll be able to control every detail, and this little clip doesn't look so impressive, but I can imagine they're highlighting things like texture, motion, and shadows. Another example of AI moving into reality, especially in the world of cinematography. We're going to have AI theatrical releases in movie theaters before you know it. Now, if you didn't think that was crazy enough, there are two examples in the world in June or July of 2024 where AI chatbots are running for a political office. Yes, you heard that right. One is in Cheyenne, Wyoming, and the other one is in the United Kingdom. The Wyoming example is called Vic, and it comes from the candidate. His name is Victor, And he was frustrated and wanted to run for political office. And apparently in the state of Wyoming, maybe like a lot of states, maybe this is a good idea. You have to be a real human. So he calls himself the meat puppet for his AI chatbot, his artificially intelligent candidate. And I'm not sure the state of Wyoming has come to some decision on this, but he was using OpenAI as his back-end AI, generative AI tool. Apparently OpenAI doesn't think that's in compliance with their terms of use for political use cases. So he's going to switch to an open source model, maybe like Llama. VIC stands for Virtual Integrated Citizen. Wow, that's interesting. And then the other one in the UK is called Sam or Steve AI, and the two founders are two gentlemen, Steve Endicott and Jeremy Smith, and they apparently might be on some European ballot as an AI character or politician, an AI politician. All politicians are characters, right? Who knows if this is just a joke or a hoax or a meme, but it's really happening in terms of they're challenging the status quo. And I think the big opportunity here is the power of generative AI to understand and digest millions of pages of law, statutes, regulations, all that stuff. But the question will remain, how is it trained and how is it making its decisions from the training data? Is it left-leaning, right-leaning? Is it neutral? Is it looking out for the best benefit of the citizens of that state or that country? Wow, this is not gonna end. And at some point, I mean, there's been predictions all along that we'd have an AI-powered president. So let's see if Hollywood becomes real. And then in the category of the blockchain, there's a new blockchain called Story Network that is all about intellectual property. I think this is fascinating. This article from Bankless, you subscribe to Bankless or check them out when you have time in your blockchain research, a great resource. But there is trillions of dollars of intellectual property that is jammed up in the system when it comes to licensing and monetizing, trading. So along with a lot of technical explanation that I don't think you're going to care about, they've come up with a new protocol called Proof of Creativity. That sounds pretty cool. And it's really, if you get down to the bottom of the article, it has these benefits. It's based on liquidity. IP, intellectual property, can be traded and used as collateral, creating a whole array of new opportunities. And this will be intellectual property wrapped in a non-fungible token. It can also be programmed, according to Story, the platform, programmed into actions like royalty payments that can be embedded within these IP NFTs, simplifying the way IP is managed. Intellectual property from think about all the applications, McDonald's and Nike, Apple, the number one brand in the world, or George Lucas and Star Wars. Looking at all that intellectual property that probably is not taken advantage of in terms of the financial benefit, are also abused. So, but ultimately it's about the underlying blockchain and providing the clear and immutable record of intellectual property ownership. That's cool. So it levels the playing field of how IP is created, and this serves young individual, creators. The creator economy is here, and so a new creative talent, writer, a musician, a filmmaker can have the same protection that the Disney company does. I think that's pretty awesome. And finally, in the world of technology, when it comes to robotics, there's a company called Canvas that has, of all things, created a new compact drywall finishing robot. So this isn't a normal topic for us on Disruption Weekly, but I know a lot about the construction world. Many years ago, I was a general contractor, and the gypsum, sheetrock, drywall world is antiquated today as it was in the 1950s after World War II. It's like you hang, dry, finish, paint sheetrock the same way we have for decades, or maybe a century if you go all the way back. So robotics is a clear answer when you especially consider, here's the robot in action, check out the video, when you consider the shortage of drywall labor and talented drywall workers. Maybe globally 500,000 workers are needed to keep pace with the demand. So robots are inevitably going to be part of that, just like they are in automotive, just like we talked about a few weeks ago with commercial trucking. A commercial trucking shortage is going to have autonomous trucks. Why don't we have autonomous drywall hangers and finishers? It's all coming in our future. So that's Disruption Weekly for July 12th, 2024. I hope you get some value out of this content. If you do, please share it with your friends and please subscribe. Until next week, we'll see you then.